Hey everyone, Michael here again. Today I'm going to be sharing with you my third project for my Flatiron School cohort, which is written in Rails. It is called YAPA, which stands for Yet Another Productivity App. This project was sort of inspired or influenced by the multitude of productivity apps that there are on the market today. And I decided to sort of cut my teeth on Rails by building a productivity app. And so the demo today is going to be looking at all the things that it can do, but more importantly, it's going to be sort of, we're going to be looking at some of the conventions in Rails that I decided to use for this project. And so, yeah, without further ado, let's get started. So as you can see, this is the home page. It has YAPA right here, and it stands for Yet Another Productivity App. You can use YAPA to build lists of tasks and manage them with your teams. Has a little branding area right here, and then we can do sign up, log in, and we can log in with Google. So I can log in right now, or actually there's no users yet, so I'm going to sign up. And we'll just use, my canned example user here. All right, so we're in. The very first thing you see is that it takes you to a home page. It gives you stats for your user. It'll show you your current teams here if you are part of any. Obviously, we are a new user, so we don't have any teams. And actually, there are no teams at all yet in this app, which we'll create shortly. You can make a team, like I was saying. You can also get to work and make a new list and tasks to flesh out said lists. I'm going to log out real quick, though, and I'm actually going to log in with Google. So I used an OmniAuth gem and created a Google project that gave me access to some OAuth credentials. And the app is configured with those OAuth credentials so that we can authenticate against Google instead of my own app. And so if we click this, it should bring us to Google and then back, and then it created a user for us. So the username is michael.kopshow@gmail.com. That's my email. And this is a separate user from the one that we made in the beginning. So now that we're in here, we can go ahead and create a team. So let's do that. And so very simple form here. We're going to create a team called the Pioneers. Exploring the unknown. And we'll submit the team. And it is created now. You could see the show page takes us to team/2, stats for the Pioneers team, description, exploring the unknown, and then we have a roster. And a roster is going to be a list of users and their roles within a specific team. And so what the role is actually a join table. It's a join model called memberships, and it keeps track of your role as a user on a specific team. So you can maintain and be a set of roles on one team that's completely unique from your set of roles on another team. So for instance, I'm the creator of this team. I can also be, a project manager on this team, but maybe I'm a developer on a different team called the Pirates or something like that. So that's one convention that we use on this app, is it has a many through relationship. And if I click on our roster, it'll take us to an index and we could see all of the roles that we have available to us in Pioneers. And then if we click this too, we can also edit this. We'll do this a little bit later. And then we have lists down here. So this will show all of our lists of tasks if we had any. We don't have any, so we will go ahead and do that right now. So let's add a list. We'll go ahead and call this Explore the Unknown. And then again, there's a description for this too. So this would be good if like you had a goal for this list, a sort of a full assembly of tasks to achieve a goal would be, what this list is meant to encapsulate. And then we can select a team here. We only have one team available to us right now, but if we have multiple, one of the Rails conventions with our form builders is that we're passing a team object into this form, and so it knows that we are within the teams, or sorry, within the Pioneers team, and we're accessing a nested route, so /list/new. So it knows that the team that we're on is Pioneers, and it pre-fills this out for us, which is really nice. And then we need a starting task for this list. So we'll go ahead and say, you know, gear up, everyone. And then you can choose an assignee here. This is going to be if we had a team, like since this is a nested route, we have a team defined already. And so we can choose one of the assignees from that team and then assign them to it. And there you go. We have this explore the unknown list right here, the team that it belongs to, the description we just gave it, and then all the tasks involved with it. And so this management zone, you may have seen this on the previous page and also on this page. This only shows up if you are part of the team that you are trying to edit, right? This wouldn't show up for someone who wasn't on our roster. And even if they tried to brute force it and like type into the URL, like list/edit or whatever, if they are not on the team that owns that list, they cannot edit it. So we'll go ahead and edit list details just to see that. So this will pre-fill out the stuff that we already created, which is really nice. Again, that's part of Rails's form builders. We can add a task to this list. We could say, we need bug out bags. No, yeah. And then we can give it an assignee and then add it to a list. So there you go. And then we can also delete this list. We won't do that just yet because I want to show you some other stuff that we can do too. So we added a list. We can also edit the team details, which we saw there. We can add users to a roster. So this is pretty good. We wanted to say add michael.kopcho@gmail.com to our team as role developer. We'll call him a bushwhacker. And there you go. So he's both the creator of this team and also the bushwhacker on this team. And if we were to click this, you know, we can say, edit this. There you go. Boom. And then we can add the other user here. So we'll call this guy the bushwhacker, and he should show up on our team. There you go. So that's pretty much everything. You know, there's all of the Rails conventions that you would expect from this app. And actually, let's go ahead and delete. So if we were to actually, let's show the permissions first. So if I were to log out and then log back in as, or sign up as a new user, so we'll call this person Doppelganger. And so obviously we're not on any teams because we're a completely new user. But if I were to go to, let's look at our teams index, and we should be able to see the Pioneers team that we just created. If we click on this, you could see that our management zone has gone away, right? Because we are not part of this team, and therefore we can't edit this stuff. If we were to try to brute force, like I mentioned earlier, team/2/edit in the URL, click enter, it'll pop up and say you don't have the correct permissions to do that. But if you did, things would work as expected. So let's go back in. We will delete our team. And so if we delete it, we'll have a little notification that pops up and says, are you sure? This will delete all associated lists and tasks. We want to do that, so we delete it, and there you go. So the team's gone, the lists associated with that team are gone, and the tasks associated with those lists are also gone. So that's pretty much it. My final thoughts here are that Rails is, it's very big, it's very complex. It does a lot of things for you to sort of prevent the amount of time you have to spend making decisions. But learning the syntax is nearly as complicated as learning a programming language, at least for me as a novice. But I really like it. It definitely sort of humbled my ambitions a little bit. It's sort of, I wanted to make this like huge productivity app that was super useful, but I ended up spending more time learning about Rails than I did actually building my app, which I think is a good thing, a healthy thing. So I think in the future, what I would like to do with this app is make it a little more useful, maybe build some like boards, like Kanban boards, actual like visible lists with like cards in them that you can drag and drop. That'll probably require a bit of JavaScript. And yeah, that's basically it. If you want to use this app, feel free to go to my GitHub at mcopshow, and this code is located at mcopshow/YAPA, completely public, as all of my other code is. Feel free to fork it, clone it. If you want to add or subtract anything, just hit me up, and I would love to work on this together. So thanks for watching. Really appreciate it.